You join us on an army base in Shropshire, where today me and the team are going to try and recover this MK11 Chieftain main battle tank. It's been sat here as a gate guard for the last 30 years, and today we're going to liberate it and take it back and slowly restore it. This vehicle was originally gifted to the Cheshire Yeomanry by Vickers Defence Systems in the early 90s. While the team was busy recovering the tank, I was having a cup of tea with some of the more senior personnel on site and actually talking about when they remembered it driving onto the plinth in the early 90s, and it hadn't actually been ran ever since, but they fondly remember it driving onto the concrete pad. The Cheshire Yeomanry decided the vehicle had been outside for long enough and reached out to us, and I was quite happy to take on the challenge of taking it home and restoring it. I gave them a charitable donation which went towards a memorial for them, which was made of parts of all the vehicles they had ever fought on, including the horse. I did a little bit of research about this vehicle and found some in-service photos of when it drove through the side of a building, and it was also quite interesting to find out that it actually was one of the 11 of the Berlin brigades, which actually served with Seb's Berlin tank. But of course now, you're all waiting for the part which is where we take it home and attempt to get it going.
If I get elected, I'll stop. I will stop the cavalry. Wish I was at home. Wish I could be dancing now in the arms of the girl I love. Mary Bradley waits at home. She's been waiting 2 years. Wish I was at home for Christmas.
Does that make that? Finger trapping.
Just a bit. It looks mint in here. First look inside. Ugh. Okay, so dashboard actually looks rather good. As if the throttle isn't seized. Impressive. A bit of flaky rust. So we've got the driver's start panel, the donkey engine start panel, the auxiliary motor, headlights, all the vent levers. I've never actually seen one that are still bolted in. Usually they're all chucked about because people have changed the batteries, which we're about to do. The handbrake was on and came off by hand. Isolator box. Handle's a bit crusty, but feels like that's working. Well, the first job I think we'll do is remove all this and see what the batteries look like, and they're clearly flat, and put some fresh ones on.
Nice foam. Look at the foam cover. I've never actually seen one of them before.
Not many you got them left, did
No. That's what I tip this all over myself. Get out.
You just get out of the way.
I'm trying.
Go on.
Oh, go on. Oh, mate. Look what I've just found. Embassy number ones. On Mars bar.
So this is the fuel drain for the low belly tanks, which is the first bit of fuel that the scavenger pumps pump to the engine. Had we had turned the fuel pumps on, that would have just pumped neat water all around the injector pump, which wouldn't have done a lot of good. Next thing we're going to do is crawl over there to that bung over there and just crack off the engine oil tank and drain out any water that may be in the bottom of the engine oil tank before we crank it over or try to. There's a lot of water, that is. That's starting to look like kerosene now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Kerosene?
yeah.
We'll let it drain a bit more, fill that up.
I mean, yellow kerosene's not exactly that good.
No, but it's better than water.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crack this sump bung and see if water comes out the engine oil now.
Yeah. Got much spill, mate?
Yeah. I'll just put my glove on. Oh, lovely. I'm gonna crack it off just a little bit. What we're thinking is water gonna come out?
Yeah.
Reckon it will?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get covered in oil, aren't I? So far, no water. Not coming out the thread. No water coming out the thread. No water coming out the thread still. Actually clean. Not a drop of water come out of that. So we know that the engine oil is still perfect. Right, it needs changing, but it's not got water contaminant in it, so it won't damage the engine. Okay, what's in the coolant reservoir? If anything. Yeah, we've got coolant. We've got coolant. So just to be sure on the coolant, Jack, the white rag is now blue. That is a good sign.
Slack is slack.
Hey, get on in there.
Like you say, it's just the angle.
We've got another two to do upstairs.
Yeah, I know.
Pull the battery towards you. That's the engine decks both up now. Looking get at the injector pump down here. Let's see if there's any governor oil in there, and we can also get low enough to test the rack. I'll have to take this little air pipe off and see if the rack's free. So we don't want it to run away. Oil up the throttle, make sure the stop's working. Yeah. And on this side, we've got the fuel filters that we'll chuck away because they're bound to be bad. And we'll open up the oil prime the oil, and we'll probably pull out the middle filter, fill that with oil just so it gets a good first chance. We don't want to seize the engine up. That'd be bad.
And then explain to everybody what you've done.
Right, what I've done. Right, well, if you come down here, show them this. This is the engine data plate. And you can see it's a Mark 13A with a little 2 above it. So 13 Alpha is the latest engine they ever did. And with the ones with a little 2 were the very best ones because they were supposedly overhauled by Rolls-Royce. So bear in mind this is a British Leyland engine, but the A2s were apparently overhauled by Rolls-Royce. Now, a couple of little things we check when you're about to start an L6 that hasn't ran in a long time is the governor oil. That was low. Wasn't that low, but it was low. So we've topped it up with automatic transmission fluid.
Done a mint job of that, as you can see.
There's 2 bleed screws down here that bleed the governor. Now I've slackened them off, and what we'll have to do with the stop off is crank the engine, and it should prime the governor pump, and it should shoot a bit out of there. But we can't do that until we're cranking the engine, if it cranks. We have took the cap off of the end of the injection pump, which is right down here. I don't know whether you can see that where I'm pointing.
Yeah, we can if you...
And that is the end of the rack. And what we've managed to do is just put a piece of string on the stop solenoid on there, lifted it up to mimic the ignition being on, and we've managed to push the rack in and out so that the actual rack in the pump isn't seized. And that probably is because this vehicle's been ran on kerosene. Kerosene doesn't ever go off, so the fuel never goes all gloopy and horrible. So as a result, although it's been stood for 30 years, the last fuel that went through it was Kero, so it's still perfectly good. Kerosene's one of the best degreasers. So we're pretty happy now. We're going to whip the fuel filters off the other side, and then we're going to turn the ignition on, if it works, and then we're going to try and prime whatever bad fuel's out the system, bang some new fuel filters on. We're then going to disconnect the stop, if it works, crank the engine over till we prime the governor, if it cranks. When the governor's primed, we'll then connect the stop, and I'll be ready with a CO2 extinguisher. We'll see if this is going to start.
Nice.
Look
at me go.
What do we reckon these are going to be like?
I'm going to say mint.
Yeah?
Everything else has been mint. So let's go with absolutely spot on, nothing wrong with them.
Well, in theory, if it's kerosene, they shouldn't have fuel bug in them. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Oh, that looked like water. I couldn't really
That
tell.
did look quite watery. Let's go.
That isn't good. Oh no, there is Kero in there. There's a little bit of snot, but a lot of snot. You ready? Let's.
Go on, just tip it down the side. It'll go straight in the drain. Well, I've missed all that because you put your hand in the way. But
Well,
no worries.
there was not actually that
Oh,
much
yeah, I was going to say that's not
snot in the
awful.
bottom, and it wasn't totally full of water. There's a bit of.
I mean, the filter's not a lot.
The filter isn't good, but I mean, whoever changed that, this is an army stock FV filter. So, yeah, we weren't expecting the greatest of things anyway. Let's see. I can't remember if that's a primary or secondary. One will be worse than the other. Oh,
That had quite a lot of rubbish come out the bottom of it, I think.
let's crack the egg. Let's see what comes out the bottom.
Mind your hands. Oh, that's got some more bits in it, that has.
A lot of water in the bottom of that,
Yeah.
which is why we don't want to turn the fuel pump on and push that round the
Oh, yeah, that's quite watery.
Right, so we have done the right thing there.
Aye.
I think we shall let them drain. We've got some new fuel filters here. I think the next thing to do is see if we've got any ignition and see if the fuel pump works. Try and push some of this water out system. Then
Right.
we'll put the new filters on, and then we'll prime up the governor.
Sounds like a plan.
Right, we have got the batteries on both sides. Let's see what happens when we turn the ignition on. What was that?
Stone falling off the front.
We have a light down here. The gun is saying it's at the back.
Oh, that's right.
Let's try an ignition. Ah, gearbox has come online. Oh, I can hear a fuel solenoid, I reckon. Can't hear a fuel pump. I reckon I heard a breaker pop on the fuel pump.
Yeah.
Right, but we have got lights and everything working in dashboard. I'm going to try the donkey engine side. Yeah, we've got stuff working that side.
Yes! She's working. The fuel pump. Yeah. Hang on, I'll tell you in a moment. Look at him go. Another job that he's doing.
I'm doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at me go. Priming the oil.
That's it. Try and piss it all over the place.
What a guy.
Oh, mate, it's the best angle. Luckily, I can't really get at you very much better than that. Oh, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, that solenoid is working. Yeah, and off. Yeah, that solenoid's working. Try it. Oh, it's cranked. That's going to go. Right, just crank it a bit more to prime this governor. Whoa, whoa. Governor's primed. That crank's lovely. On a scale of 1 to 10 then, what are you thinking? Is it going to start?
I think it'll start, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm about an 8 out of 10 on it.
8 out of 10. I think I'm a 6.
Oh, you optimistic bastard. Come on. Let's
Right,
go.
I'll get ready with the extinguisher and I'll shout when we're ready to crank.
All right, go on then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this time it can run. That's incredible. Running? Does the oil pressure light go out with a bit of revs? Really lovely. Tell you what that could also be, the bulb might just be stuck on the on test mode.
Look at that black hole of abyss there.
Just like your mum.
Whee!
Right, it looks like the pointer's at the bottom, so it's a bit like that. Slide it in. Almost went in by hand.
Come on, Olga. Get some revs! What a babe.
Well, that's absolutely incredible. RPM works, all the gears were working well. First and reverse, which is a miracle without touching the gearbox. Didn't know if the speed were working, but it drove in the shed with absolutely no parts whatsoever. Let's see if it'll start straight back up. What an excellent bit of kit! Fantastic. Jack, will you get me the little 13mm? I'll just take the battery terminals off. I can't believe that. If they're all like that, our work would be so easy, wouldn't it? So without any parts whatsoever, after 30 years of being stuck on a gate guard, we've just put batteries on it, checked a few things, topped fuels up, and it's literally just drove in the shed without any parts. Oh, fuel filters if you want to count.
Yeah, we do use some fuel filters.
It's even drove in there with its own fuel that's been in it for 30 years, which is incredible. So again, thank you all for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you are thinking of getting something for someone for Christmas and you don't want to get them, remember our merchandise shop. This is the first hoodie I ever bought when we started our shop, and look, I wear it nearly every day. I've been gassing it, there's holes, but it's lasted quite well. So proof's in the pudding. It's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. Hope you've all enjoyed it, and thanks to everybody that helped us not only get the vehicle at the army, but Crouch Recovery and all the other people that helped on the day recover it. Made us look quite professional.
For once. Yeah.
Cheers.